The ancient superpower, how Stoicism transforms modern chaos. Imagine facing life's worst storms with a calm so deep, nothing could shake your inner peace. Sounds like a superpower, right? It's not fantasy. It's Stoicism, a 2,000-year-old philosophy forged in the battlefields and marble halls of ancient Greece and Rome. And in a world where uncertainty is the only certainty, this ancient wisdom is the exact anchor you've been searching for. Stoicism isn't about sitting around thinking, it's about action. It's not about suppressing your emotions, but masterfully managing them to build a resilient, purposeful life. If you are ready to stop just surviving and start truly thriving, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stick with me until the very end. Every single point in this video is a stepping stone to changing your life. Let's dive in. 1. Focus on what you can control. Have you ever been stuck in traffic, fuming at the delay, or scrolled through your phone, only to have your entire mood ruined by a single negative comment? It happens to the best of us. Our daily lives are packed with these little tests, constantly hijacking our peace of mind. But the Stoics handed us a game-changing tool to turn that frustration on its head, the dichotomy of control. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. Think about it. Traffic, bad weather, a volatile economy, or the opinions of online strangers. These are entirely outside your control. No amount of anger will make the cars move faster. What is in your control? Your reaction. Modern psychology backs this up completely. The legendary psychologist Carl Jung famously said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." The shift in action. The reactive choice. You stew in anger, honk your horn, spike your cortisol levels, and ruin your morning. The Stoic choice. You take a deep breath, accept the reality of the traffic, and turn on an audiobook or podcast. The traffic hasn't changed, but your mind has. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Next time frustration hits, ask yourself one simple question. Is this within my control? If it's not, let it go. 2. Embrace obstacles as opportunities. Most of us are hardwired to see obstacles as walls that block our success. But Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus completely flipped the narrative. They believe that when life throws a curveball, you shouldn't ask, "Why me?" You should ask, "What can I learn from this?" Marcus Aurelius penned a line in his private journal that became the ultimate blueprint for mental toughness. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every daunting obstacle is a hidden forge designed to test your resilience and teach you a valuable lesson. It is raw fuel for your personal growth. Carl Jung captured this beautifully when he noted that what you resist persists. If you fight against reality, you hand the obstacle all the power. But when you accept it and adapt, you transform that barrier into a stepping stone. How to apply this today? Facing job rejections? Don't spiral into self-doubt. View it as critical feedback. Find the skill gap you need to close or refine your strategy. Dealing with personal conflict? It's uncomfortable, yes, but it is also a live arena to practice patience, active listening, and high-level communication. Stop being a victim of circumstance. Become an active learner. Obstacles aren't trying to stop you, they're trying to grow you. 3. Live in the present moment. We hear the phrase "live in the now" all the time, but let's be honest, our minds are constantly cluttered. We are either drowning in the anxieties of tomorrow or replaying the regrets of yesterday. Stoicism teaches us that life only happens in this exact second. Do not dwell on the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Marcus Aurelius. When we live anywhere but the present, we create constant mental noise that blinds us to the beauty and opportunities right in front of us. Carl Jung highlighted this reality, stating that the least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. Even Aristotle argued that being intensely mindful of the present is key to achieving eudaimonia, the ultimate state of human flourishing and prosperity. The practice of modern mindfulness. When you eat, savor the food, don't scroll through social media. When you walk, feel the ground beneath your feet. When someone speaks, listen to understand, don't just wait for your turn to talk. As Seneca wisely observed, True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. Learn from the past, plan for the future, but live entirely in the now. That is where your peace lies. 4. Build self-discipline. When people hear the word self-discipline, they think of rigid, exhausting schedules and a life stripped of fun. But that is a massive misconception. Self-discipline is absolute empowerment. It is the ability to make conscious choices that align with your deepest values and long-term goals, rather than falling for whatever is easy in the moment. It is the ultimate form of self-mastery. Every time you choose a healthy meal over junk food, save money instead of impulse buying, or turn off the screen to focus on your passion project, you are trading cheap, instant gratification for long-term satisfaction. Be steadfast and control your desires, rather than being controlled by them. Seneca. Aristotle pointed out that human excellence and virtue are built entirely through habit. Discipline isn't a one-time heroic act of willpower. It's a muscle built through small, consistent, daily choices. Carl Jung also emphasized that to live a fully integrated and mature life, you must successfully navigate the conflicting desires of your psyche. That requires discipline. Don't try to overhaul your life overnight. Start small. Pick one single habit to master today. As Epictetus reminds us, no great thing is created suddenly. Focus on progress, not perfection. 5. Develop emotional resilience. When life hits hard, a whirlwind of emotions is completely natural. Feeling grief, anger, or frustration makes you human. But emotional resilience is the superpower that allows you to ride those waves with grace and step onto the shore stronger than before. Resilience means acknowledging the feeling, understanding its root, and then choosing a constructive way forward, instead of letting the emotional tide sweep you out to sea. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Your emotions do not have an automatic right to dictate your behavior. Seneca taught that the hardships we face are nothing more than tests of our character. By meeting those challenges with patience and self-awareness, we grow robust. Aristotle championed the concept of the golden mean, the perfect baseline between emotional deficiency and emotional excess. Resilience isn't about being an unfeeling robot. It's about finding that balanced, measured center. Your emergency emotional protocol. Acknowledge. Give yourself permission to feel the emotion without immediate self-judgment. Pause. Take a step back. Do not react impulsively. Analyze. Identify exactly what triggered the feeling. Remember the core truth from Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you choose to respond that dictates your reality. 6. Memento mori. Remember you will die. To the modern ear, memento mori sounds incredibly dark, but the ancient Stoics used this concept for the exact opposite reason, to inspire a radical, beautiful appreciation for every single moment of life. By keeping the inevitability of your mortality in mind, you instantly strip away petty anxieties, trivial drama, and false pride. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius. This isn't an invitation to despair, it's a brilliant call to action. It forces you to prioritize what truly matters. Seneca continuously urged his students not to squander their finite time on trivialities, but to focus heavily on carving out a meaningful existence. When you remember that your time on this earth has an expiration date, you stop postponing your dreams for a guaranteed future that doesn't exist. You start living authentically, loving deeply, and showing real gratitude for the people around you. Do not live in fear of death. Live in absolute celebration of life. 7. Practice gratitude. Happiness doesn't come from constantly chasing what you lack. It comes from deeply appreciating what you already have. Gratitude is a psychological rewire that flips your mindset from scarcity to absolute abundance. The Stoics knew this well. Marcus Aurelius famously practiced this every morning. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Seneca noted that human desires are bottomless, constantly dragging us into an endless chase for more that leaves us perpetually empty. True contentment is realizing that the best things in life are already within your grasp. The daily gratitude habit. Every morning or evening, list 3 specific things you are grateful for. It doesn't have to be grand. A great cup of coffee, a solid conversation with a friend, or a quiet sunset will do. Even when life gets rough, practice finding the lesson within the struggle. Carl Jung noted that the word happiness would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. By appreciating the full spectrum of human experience, you unlock a deep, authentic joy that cannot be shaken by external conditions. 8. Focus on personal excellence. True excellence, what the ancients called virtue, is the highest good. The Stoics believe that your primary mission in life should be to continuously improve your own character and actions. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. Seneca advocated that true fulfillment is found when we live in perfect alignment with reason and nature. Epictetus took it a step further, reminding us that because our character, our will, and our choices are the only things fully within our power, mastering them is our ultimate responsibility. What does this look like in the real world? It means setting your own exceptionally high standards based on your personal values, completely independent of societal pressure or what others are achieving. As Aristotle brilliantly stated, excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Embrace a growth mindset. See every single day as a fresh training ground to refine your habits, learn from your errors, and become the absolute best version of yourself. 9. Stop caring what others think. We live in a hyper-connected world dominated by social media, where likes, shares, and arbitrary comments can easily dictate a person's self-worth. But relying on external validation is a trap that surrenders your freedom to the crowd. The Stoics built an unshakable inner fortress against the shifting tides of public opinion. I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius. Epictetus taught that other people's thoughts are entirely outside your control, making them an absolute waste of your limited mental energy. Your peace of mind belongs to you. Don't hand the keys to anyone else. How to reclaim your autonomy. Realize that you are the sole author of your life story. Your worth is determined by your integrity and your character, not your follower count. Ask yourself, whose life am I actually living? Am I making choices for myself or to fit into someone else's mold? Embrace your vulnerability and authenticity. Perfection is an illusion. Build an inner foundation so solid that neither praise nor criticism can alter your baseline stability. 10. Accept change. The only permanent constant in human life is change. Seasons shift, people come and go, and circumstances evolve. Learning to accept and fluidly adapt to these transitions is the absolute key to long-term survival and happiness. The Stoics possessed an incredibly healthy, peaceful perspective on the natural rhythm of the universe. Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs? Marcus Aurelius. Modern psychology backs this up completely. When you consciously retrain your brain to view change as an unexpected opportunity rather than an existential threat, your stress and anxiety levels plummet. Your resilience skyrockets. Moving with the flow of life isn't passive surrender. It is an active, courageous engagement with a dynamic world. Stop merely enduring change. Welcome it as a natural, enriching catalyst for your journey, and open yourself up to the beautiful unfolding of your unique path. 11. The cosmic hive, compassion and empathy. There is a common myth that Stoics are cold, detached islands who don't care about anyone else. In reality, the ancient Stoics prioritized compassion and deep empathy. They championed a concept called sympathia, the profound interconnectedness of all human beings. They taught that kindness and understanding aren't just nice gestures. They are essential to a functional mind. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself that human beings are social creatures by nature, built for absolute cooperation. He famously wrote, "What brings no benefit to the hive, brings none to the bee." Your personal well-being is intrinsically locked to the well-being of the people around you. Seneca took this a step further, arguing that compassion is a core human instinct. He urged his students to extend empathy even to those who insult or wrong them, recognizing that bad behavior is simply the byproduct of an internal struggle, ignorance, or personal limitation. Similarly, Epictetus taught that we must aggressively strive to understand another person's perspective before passing judgment. This isn't about excusing harmful actions. It's about approaching humanity with a diagnostic mindset rather than an emotional one. How to practice Stoic compassion daily. Active listening. When someone speaks, silence your internal monologue. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Listen to understand their fears, joys, and motivations. The perspective shift. Physically step into their shoes. Realize that behind every face is a complex story, and behind every irritating action is a hidden reason. Micro acts of kindness. A simple moment of undivided attention, a kind word, or a patient smile costs you nothing, but it signals to a struggling mind that they matter. By replacing harsh judgment with deep insight, you don't just make the world a gentler place. You secure a profound sense of fulfillment and joy within your own life. 12. The evening audit, reflect and review. In a world that is constantly screaming for you to rush forward, a disciplined mind relies on a critical anchor, the intentional pause. The Stoics were obsessed with regular, structured self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius didn't just successfully rule the most powerful empire on earth. He actively sat down in his military tent to dissect his own actions, clear his mental blind spots, and realign his moral compass. He knew that the external reality of your life is entirely dictated by the quality of your internal thoughts. Seneca compared life to a theatrical play, advising that we must periodically step off the stage to review our performance. Are your daily actions in harmony with the character you actually want to embody? Are you living by your own script or blindly following someone else's? Epictetus demanded that his students run a strict audit at the end of every single day before closing their eyes, asking themselves 3 precise questions. What did I do well today? Where did I falter or react emotionally? What duties did I leave undone? The rules of the nightly audit. This practice is not an excuse for toxic self-criticism or beating yourself up over mistakes. It is an exercise in clean, objective self-awareness. Take a few quiet minutes before bed to mentally replay your day or write your reflections down in a journal. Celebrate your quiet victories. Note where you faced challenges and analyze how you responded. Balance your natural bias toward negativity by consciously documenting the small moments that brought you gratitude. Treat yourself with the exact same kindness, patience, and supportive understanding that you would offer to a dear friend. Modern psychology consistently validates this ancient habit, proving that regular reflection dramatically improves mental health, sharpens your clarity of purpose, and accelerates personal growth. By taking the time to look backward, you gain the precise data needed to move forward with absolute awareness. Epilogue: building your masterpiece. Every single lesson from Stoicism isn't just dry, academic philosophy. These are high-level life hacks designed to neutralize stress, optimize your decision-making, and protect your inner peace in the middle of absolute chaos. Remember, you are never defined by the challenges life throws at you. You are defined by the strength you find when facing them, the wisdom you gather from your failures, and the compassion you choose to share with the world. Every deliberate choice you make, every evening reflection, and every act of calm restraint is a meticulous brushstroke on the masterpiece that is your life. Do not just exist on autopilot. Live vibrantly, purposefully, and authentically. If you are ready to stop chasing external validation and start building an unshakable inner fortress, do not let the inspiration end here. On your screen right now, you'll find a curated playlist packed with the deep wisdom, historical stories, and practical strategies you need to sculpt the most authentic version of yourself. Click on it, dive deeper, and continue the training. Thank you for investing your valuable time with me today. Until next time, remember, live not for the applause of the world, but for the cause of being your truest, most genuine self. Take care, and see you on the next step of the journey.